I mean, there's so much self-pity, Arthur. You sound like you're making excuses for killing those young men. Not everybody, and I'll tell you this, not everyone is awful.
You're awful,
Me? I'm awful? Oh yeah, how am I awful?
playing my video, inviting me on the show. You just wanted to make fun of me. You're just like the rest of them.
You don't know the first thing about me, pal. Look what happened because of what you did, what it led to. There were riots out there. 2 policemen are in critical condition. You're laughing. You're laughing. Someone was killed today because of what you did.
I know. How about another joke, Murray?
No, I think we've had enough of your jokes.
What do you get
I don't think so.
when you cross
I think
a
we're
mentally
done
ill
with your
loner
jokes.
with
That's
a
it.
society that abandons him and treats him like trash?
Call the police,
I'll
Gene.
tell you what you get.
Call the police.
You get what you deserve.
Whew, sorry about that. I know it was getting good, but I do not think it would be a good idea if I showed a kill that graphic on my channel, so I decided to cut it. So we're now going to start talking about Joker. I am reviewing the movie because I just finished watching it, and whew, I got some opinions on it, I can say that. We're going to start by talking about the good. The good, this does one of the best jobs I've seen in a movie in a long time of fleshing out this character in Arthur Fleck, who you can feel bad for, and because you see that he's being mistreated by society. This is a very broken society. These people are doing bad things. He, at one point, starts doing bad things too, and he's being mistreated, which leads to him just slowly going down this path, because this movie is about a man's slow descent into madness, and it just really embraces that, which is why this is one of the least rewatchable movies I've ever seen, because, oh, man, this really goes dark, and just the way that they flesh him out, because we're rooting for him, knowing, although the entire time, the end result is that he's going to turn into the bloodthirsty psychopath that ends up killing many people. And he does. At the first point, he only kills people as an accident. Well, he does it as an act to defend himself because he's being mistreated on a subway. People start hitting him, so he shoots them, and he then realizes that he's like, wait, I'm being mistreated by society. I should have the right to take this out on my own. So he starts killing them if they mistreat him, and he just keeps getting mistreated, and over he starts something happens and he snaps, and something happens again, then he snaps again, which leads to him slowly coming into the role of becoming the Joker. And I'm gonna say this, Heath Ledger, he delivers the best acting performance of the Joker, but of this madman. Actually, I think if I'm talking about the one who delivers the best acting performance for a man who's going to a slow descent into madness and feels the most like he's becoming a very bad psychopath and a really dangerous person, Joaquin Phoenix actually has the edge over Heath Ledger, because you're really feeling bad for the man because he's being mistreated, and he just keeps on feeling broken inside. He's shoving himself in the fridge. He's doing all sorts of really horrendous stuff to himself, doing physical stuff to his body. He at one point does a really graphic kill to this person, and then he lets his friend go, because not only was he being made fun of as well, but also because he was nice to Arthur, so he's like, no, you can go. And it shows that even as the bloodthirsty psychopath he's become, he's still merciful to some people. And the pacing in this movie, it really does a good job of showing how he's slowly descending. At the first part where you just see him in his job and how he's he's a bit mentally insane. He has this disorder that causes him to laugh uncontrollably, and I'm not gonna deny it. It gets under your skin. The fact that this happens to people and that they're mistreated like this, and it happens at multiple moments that it shouldn't be. When he's doing a stand-up act, he then gets a laughing attack, which then leads to him it leads to him getting embarrassed, which then leads to Murray showing the clip that'll then lead to well, we'll talk about that in a second, but he just keeps on having these fits that it just really does a good job of showing how he's really struggling, and or then he starts getting into the fights and then starts killing people, and then and after his mother's put in the hospital, and after he eventually just he completely snaps, and he's done. He is gone is gone. Arthur Fleck is no longer there. It's now just Joker. He's gone, and it's now he's like, no, this guy and he then suffocates his mother. That was intense. I really did not like that scene. That scene was intense, but I can definitely say that he then goes and is like he sees a video where Murray's making fun of him on his channels, and realizes, wait, this guy only invited me onto his channel because he wants to make fun of me. Knowing that it happens, he then decides to teach him a lesson, as you just saw in the beginning of the video. And that then leads to the climax where we see what the town has become. There are riots, people are getting killed, and it just shows how just so bad Gotham was at one point. Like, even if Batman Begins, it shows it shows Gotham in a bad place. This really just shows the madness of these people, shows how awful people can become, and this is the movie that does it best. And you're wondering to yourself as the film's almost closing, and you're like, how are they going to resolve this with a happy ending? And then it hits you, like, they're not going to give you a happy ending. This isn't supposed to be a happy ending. It's about Joker. They're giving us a cold ending where you realize the town has been destroyed. People are dead, including Thomas and Martha Wayne are killed. And it just shows the madness and just the bad side of it. That's just so incredible that they learned to do that. And there's a reason Joaquin won an Oscar. Well deserved. He earned that Oscar. But we now have to move on to the bad. And first thing I'm going to say is this movie's not very rewatchable at all. Like, I'm not saying that this is really a bad, because it's kind of a bad, because I watched this film and I'm like, wow, this film is so dark. Like, you see Arthur really he's embracing the madness, and it just really leans into that. The violence and gore, intense. One of the most violent movies I've ever seen. It shows you how awful he's becoming, and how in one of the kills that he does to his friend, when he shoves a knife in his face, half of his face is drenched in blood. That is intense. I could not take that part. That part was, whew. And it also manages to build suspense when his dwarf friend, he can't reach the lock, so the Joker has to unlock it for him, and it makes you think, wait, is he actually just playing games and he's going to kill him? He does not kill him, but still. And also, I would think another negative I would give is the person who plays Bruce Wayne. So, early on in the movie, when we see that Arthur talks to Bruce Wayne, he's just so wooden. Looks kind of like a girl as well, kind of, no offense. But also, just the way that he just, stares at him, and it's almost like he's just a blank person, and he's just, and he's just not confused why he was like, wait, am I actually on a movie or something? And he had stage fright or something, but it just feels so wooden. And then, in the climax of the movie, literally right before the movie's gonna end, Martha and Thomas Wayne are killed. And it's right in front of him, and he doesn't do a single thing. He just stands there like, what? He makes the same face the entire movie. Like, you just saw your parents getting graphically shot, and your mother gets shot in the neck, and then get her necklace ripped off, and you still make the same blank expression. That kind of holds it back, because Bruce Wayne, I don't know how necessary he is to the story. I mean, he does potentially set up maybe Joker 2 if it takes place maybe a few years after the original. We see him as a teenager, and he's I don't even know what we're doing. There's potential to have Batman and Joker fight in this, even though I don't even know what it is. Are they brothers or something? It makes no sense. It's just really difficult for me to find out. And also, another negative I would give is Joker's supposed girlfriend in the movie that we later find out she is a figment of his imagination. The thing that really gets me disturbed is like there's I think that like a joke that they were like they have a gun thing made with her fingers, and because you can tell that she's annoyed with her supposed imaginary daughter, she like makes a thing to her head and shoots, making it sound like she's either trying to kill herself or the daughter. Either way, it's pretty disturbing. Also, it makes no sense considering that she supposedly has an apartment, and Joker goes into that apartment, but she's a figment of his imagination, which I had already known that because I got spoiled for that part. And I was like, when I see it, I'm like, wait a minute. How if she's a figment of his imagination, how does she have an apartment? So Arthur's been walking into some random person's apartment somehow when every single time they're not home. Like, that is not only creepy but very coincidental, and they don't really bother to explain it. And we know that's not an imaginary thing because we see Arthur walk out of it as he just like completely snaps. He goes to Murray's show to kill him. So we know that it's not fake. So it's really disturbing, this movie is, and that's kind of like a plot hole that I noticed, but it doesn't hurt the film too much. But so if I had to rate it 1 out of 10, I would give it an 8.5, 4.5 out of 5. This is a must-watch movie. This is like a top 30 movie, I think. This is a fantastic movie. It is a dark one that I will not rewatch as often as I thought I might, but I can definitely say it's a good movie. It's a great movie, but the reason I wouldn't give it 9 is because it is just so dark. And I am a person that does not like dark movies, so which is why Rambo Last Blood and John Rambo are my 2 least favorites to watch. Like, I still like them more than First Blood Part 2 and 3, but if I'm going to watch one, Rambo Last Blood and John Rambo are the ones that I'm not like, okay, but I need to be ready for the intense amount of violence, gore, women molesting, women raping, child raping, human trafficking, child killing. So I'm like always, that stuff always disturbs me. So this movie was intense, but I did have an amazing time with it. So I can definitely say I loved it. But that's just my opinion on Joker. What did you guys think of it? Down in the comments below, let me know. And also make sure that you follow me on Letterboxd. I just got it, so you can follow me on there. It's just Ledger Forever. There's a link in my channel right above the Ledger Forever thing that says what my channel's about. So just letting you know about that. Also, I should release a video soon about top 5 movies I like that I hate to rewatch. Yeah, this will make an appearance, I can tell you. But thank you all so much for watching this, and have a good one.